Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hey, it's me, Lil Frenchie, and today we're gonna do donuts. This is an American favorite snack over here, and I thought we would do this because it's fun and it's easy to do. I did this, another painting like this for a coworker as a joke because I was teasing him and I said I'd make him a painting, and this is what it was. And as I was painting at lunch, I said this would be easy for my viewers to do. I think this would be a lot of fun. It's just mostly circles and just learning techniques, and I see a lot of beginners out there who are like, I don't think I can do this. You guys do really good. This would be a good easy painting to start on. You'll learn some blending and some techniques, and you'll walk away with a painting that you can feel proud of. Supply 4x6, 140 pound weight. When you put a lot of water in there, you can see it doesn't warp very much, and that's the key to watercolor paper, is you don't want it to warp because you'll be disappointed. It's hard to have more control over your paints. So the 140 pound weight is something you definitely want. All right, you know the drill. This is me. I'm always using the number 4 and the number 8 brushes. I love them. They are my friends. Like, I have 2 sets, and I'm going to be going camping, and I'm going to bring my other set. So my girlfriend who doesn't know how to do watercolor, I'm going to teach her while we're camping. And so these are good to start with. These 2 brushes, you can accomplish that. As I do more videos, and if I get requests, people want to see how to use other brushes, we'll go from there. So I use a little bit more colors in this painting just because I wanted to get those hues and colors. So just remember, I just want to say, just remember that when you're starting to paint, that you get more quality paints than to start with. It'll help you, and you'll be able to do the things that you like to do more. And you don't have to use the exact same colors I do. I'm just giving a list because a lot of people like to know what I'm using. But I will tell you, this is a warm yellow, and it's New Gamboge by Daniel Smith. As long as you get a warm yellow. So warm means it's going to be more of a reddish hue, and a cool is going to be more on a bluish hue. So this is more of a reddish hued yellow. So New Gamboge, Daniel Smith. Ultramarine Blue. I don't want to say this is cool or warm. It's kind of just in between. It's just a blue. And so I like the ultramarine. I think it's the best color to use for a blue. And for my red, it's Quinacridone Rose. So this is a very cool red. And it's, as you can see, it's like a bluish red. You can see the pink kind of get out there. And so whatever you use, just remember that it'll give you more of that pinkish color. Where if you do a warm red, it's going to give you more of an orangish color when you don't do it as heavy. So you want to do that. And then burnt umber is also pretty much just a not warm or cool. I'd say maybe more of a cool brown. It's just a basic. Like, everybody has burnt umber. So make sure this one is Winsor & Newton. And then I've got Quinacridone Burnt Orange, and I use it because that's what I have and I got in a set. So I would say burnt sienna would work really well, and I think I would probably go out and buy some and start using that in my videos so people aren't as intimidated. But this is a warm brown, so it has more like reddish yellow brown. It is called orange, and so but it's not really an orange. As you can see, it's just a very brown. It's like a deep orange, or it's a brown, a warm brown. So this is the list of the things that you need. 5 paints. And remember, if you don't have it, it's okay. Use what you have on hand. Quality will make a difference in your paintings, and I want you to try. Like, don't be intimidated. Don't be scared. Try, and you might realize, like, hey, this is great. I didn't realize how great this could turn out. So see you at the end of this video. Hey everybody, it's me, Lil Frenchie, and today I'm going to show you how to do some donuts. I already gave my donut picture away to a coworker, but that's the donut that I painted, and we're gonna make that donut. So this one looks a little bit harder, but it's not. And basically when you are making art, everything's broken down into shapes. So we're gonna do the background donut first, and then we're gonna layer the other donut that's kind of laying on its side next to it. And then we're gonna erase the lines that are in there, and this will help us so we don't kind of mess up the lines. So what I'm gonna do first is kind of do an oval. Now it's kind of probably not the most beautiful oval, but I'm gonna go in, and this is a donut with chocolate frosting. Now we're gonna do the center hole like this, and then we're gonna put the little white glazing on top, and there's 4 of them. So we're gonna do one right here, and all I'm doing is just doing a squiggly line over this and just kind of going with the flow. It doesn't have to be perfect, your lines don't have to be perfect, just kind of doing a rough. Now we're gonna do the sprinkle donut to the side here. What I'm gonna do is come in and do a circle. Now remember how we talked about make sure you have the white tip, like the white eraser, because it won't tear up your paper. So I'm gonna go in, and if it's too high, it'll break off. We're gonna go in and just erase that. I'm going to go in, and we're going to kind of put it up like this, and erase this line here, and then we're going to do another hole, and then I'm going to kind of do like so what I did is a circle, put a little half moon underneath there, and then I put a circle in the center and just kind of did like a moon in there, and that kind of is going to give you the illusion of 3D. And so it's pretty easy. So if you can do really sloppy ovals and, you know, circles, as you notice, my circle's not perfectly round, and that's okay, because when you bake, your donuts are never perfectly round. Excuse me. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to start doing basically a base of all my colors. So I'm gonna make sure my brush is clean before we start, because I have a habit of not cleaning my brush the best. And I'm gonna go in and take my warm yellow, which is a new Gamboge Yellow, and I'm gonna go in and just kind of put it where the actual donut is, where the frosting is not, and just do this yellow as like the base. And the reason I do this is so it gives that highlighting in the center or of what I'm doing. It'll be the highlight point. And I didn't put it in too heavy. I just took some, and I'm going to put some over here. And I'm going to do some over here. Now I decided to do donuts because they're just kind of fun. They're whimsical. And I feel like I want to do so that people, as beginners, it'll be easier for them to try. As you start painting, I want you to realize that you're going to end up finding your voice and your style of painting. And I hope that you don't only try my videos, that you try other people's videos too, because there's a lot of people who have different styles of painting than I do. And I was using the size number 8 brush when I did this. And now I'm going to go in and use my number 4, and I'm going to do my Canson or whatever burnt orange, but you can do burnt sienna or sienna. And I'm going to go in and just go, while it's still wet, I'm going to go in and kind of go all around the edges. And if it bleeds too much, that's okay. And I'm just going to go all around the edges. You might want to get more paint on there than normal. I'm just putting it, as you can see, on the edge. We're going to go over here and do the same thing. And if it's drying up, that's okay too. some over here. So the reason I did this painting is I have a coworker who bought donuts for the office, and I have another coworker who loves donuts but was resisting them. And so in order to tease the coworker resisting them, I said, you should probably eat a donut. And he said, no. I said, well, our other coworker bought them just for us. And he's a thin man who doesn't need to watch his figure. So I was like, you should just have a donut. It's fine. Because I know they're his favorite. And he's like, I'm trying to watch my figure. And so he ended up, I don't know if he ate one or not, but he said he wasn't going to eat one. So I was teasing him. I said, if you don't eat a donut, I'm going to paint you a picture of a donut, and then you're going to have to hang it up at your desk or I'm going to be offended, as teasing him. So I did it at my lunch break, and I found out I had a lot of fun painting this donut. And on the back of the donut, I said, these donuts gave up their lives to make you happy. Please don't let their lives be done in vain. So I was just teasing him. He's fun to tease. We joke all the time. So I'm gonna go in here, take some more yellow, kind of put it in the center. You can see it's kind of bleeding a little bit. And then I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to do another layer. So I'm going to pause it while it dries. Alright, I'm back. So I dried it with the hair dryer to make it go along pretty quickly. And now I'm going to take a cool red, and I'm going to water it down pretty greatly, because what I'm doing is doing pink frosting over here. When I was a kid, the pink frosting with the sprinkles were my favorite donuts. As an adult, I probably like the maple bacon bars, and I also like the buttercream filled ones. Not the custard, but the buttercream. You should tell me what your favorite donut is in the comments. So I'm gonna go in, add a little bit more water, and you can see my paints get messy, and it's fine. Go in, and I'm just doing a really light pink, and I'm just gonna kind of, as I paint, I go along and I kind of circle along. I'm just gonna go around and around, and that's because that's how I want my paint to dry. So kind of around, and as this gets a little bit more dry, I'm gonna go in and do another layer, put another layer of pink right around the edge. So I'm just trying to make it kind of smooth. Now what I'm gonna do is, while we're waiting for that to dry, is I'm gonna take a little bit my Ultramarine Blue, and I'm just gonna make it feather light, like just really watered down too. All this. I just want to check it, see how light it is that I'm using. I'm gonna go in, and where I put the lines, I'm gonna just go just a little bit under the lines, not fill the whole lines, but do a little bit, almost to give it like that 3D effect. You know, like how sometimes white things in life don't appear completely white. It's really hard to get pure white. White likes to reflect other colors. So when you are painting in that, it's hard to just do a stark white. And so adding this blue, I'm giving it a little bit more color to give it more realistic. Now, however realistic you want to get, you can do that. I found that my technique is not to be as realistic as some people. I don't put quite as many fine details when it comes to my watercolor, because that's just what I like to do. You might find that you'd want to do more colors, and when you do, or more fine of detail, you'd get smaller brushes and you would do a lot of layering, and as you're going through, you're gonna keep putting more layers and details in. So I'm gonna go around, and it's still kind of wet, and I'm just gonna put in just around the edge, kind of give it a little bit of shadowing just around the edge. And see, I got a little bit too much paint there, so I'm just gonna kind of push it along Now, I'm allergic to donuts. Well, I don't want to say allergic, but I've got celiac and I don't really eat gluten anymore, and it's hard to find gluten-free donuts. I haven't eaten a donut in years. So, alright, I'm going to put it on pause, dry that, and then we're going to put in the dark chocolate frosting. Alright, that was pretty quick drying. And now I'm going to take my burnt umber right here, and I'm going to be doing thick layers of it. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to kind of, it's almost like paint by number, and I recommend sketching out what you're painting. And I've done mine, my drawings a little bit thicker so the camera can pick it up, but you don't have to do it as dark as me. It will help you make your paintings look better. And I did, excuse me, I went around the outside edge, and then that way I can work the paints in towards the center. And I'm going to make sure that I keep my white lines in there. I'm going to go over here. Get some more paint. I'm just going to keep going through. Some more water. As you can see, depending on how much paint you put in there, you can get a variety of color. So I'm going to go in and and you can use a smaller brush than I am to do this if you feel like you struggle with control of your paintbrush. I've got used to using bigger brushes, and so for me it's a little bit easier, but if you find like you're struggling, it's okay to use finer brushes. And just keep going and doing all the frosting. And I might accidentally go over the blue because it's kind of hard for me to see. I've got my camera in front of me and I'm kind of painting by looking off like to the side, and normally when I paint it's like right in front of me. So I might be going over stuff I shouldn't be. So sorry about that. Just do what you can on your own painting. There you can see, I'm almost done. I'm just going to keep filling it in, and then we'll have to do the fun part. Put in the sprinkles. When I was a kid, the sprinkles were always my favorite. Don't know why, just liked them. Alright, I feel like we got the frosting on there. And so far we used 4 colors. Now this is kind of the fun part where you get to do the frosting and the sprinkles, and I'm just going to take the colors that I have on my palette. So you just use what you want, you know, and you don't have to do all the colors I do. You can do less, you can do more. I'm just going to do the basic ones. So I'm just going to take a green, and I'm going to practice right here to make sure yep, see, just kind of sprinkle it up. And I'm just going to go in here and have them really random, whatever, which way. And if you feel like they're not dark enough, you can always put some more pigment on them. Okay, I feel like that one's kind of, you can see where the darker and lighter are. And then I'm going to do this, the pink that we used. I'm just going to do it more saturated to do my red. I'm just going to practice my sprinkle over here. Make sure I have a light hand. And I would say if you're doing sprinkles, practice your first one with a color that lifts well. Blues lift well. You could do yellow. So if you're finding that you're struggling with your sprinkle size or color or whatever, then you can lift it up pretty easy. Now I'm going to do that same blue as we used before. And I'm going to practice. Let me just do one practice. Yep. Blue. And I feel like my sprinkles are a little bit bigger. Probably just because of the angle I'm painting. It's harder to do the finer ones. And now I'm going to do a yellow. Now I like to do the more lemony type of yellow, but you can do whatever you'd like. Now if you feel like you need more colors, I'm probably going to do this and then white, and then I'm going to be done. But if you decide you want to do more, you want to be purple, or let's say you're doing this painting for like a card and you want to do something, you know, like a girl or something, and you just want all pinks, you can do that too. Just pick whatever sprinkles, and if you don't want to do long sprinkles, you want to do like little ball sprinkles. So here's how you do, just do a little circle, and you could put that all over it. Or I would even use a finer brush in my number 4. And then I'm going to go in and put white. White is pretty common sprinkle color. And this is not really watercolor, but more of a gouache, because technically it's opaque. The watercolor's transparent. But I'm gonna just get some brown on my finger. Go in and put some white. And almost done. Put my sprinkles in. Excuse me. And then I'm going to take the Ultramarine Blue, mix it with some of the burnt umber, and make it gray. And then what I'm going to do is go in and put like a little bit of ground on the bottom, like shadowing. You can see which way the painting goes, and I'm just gonna kind of and you can use the number 4 or the number 8. I probably should use the number 8, but I'm close to done. So I'm gonna go finish putting this. I feel like it's not blue enough, so I'm gonna add a little bit more blue. And you put darker closer towards the object, and as it comes out you can do lighter. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't have to do that. I sometimes do it to help. I feel like I need my bigger brush. I'm not loving this. Yeah, bigger brush will work better. Put a little bit more darker right underneath it for the shadowing. And there you have it. There, oops. And there is some donuts. You don't have to do the ground underneath it, but there's my donuts. If you like my video, please like and subscribe to my page, and leave a comment about what you think I can do better or what you liked about this video. And I hope that you enjoy painting.